say you wanted to absolutely just commit Brandicide and f*** this thing, what would you do?
So I think so that there are three like levers for us as a company, right? So we've got products,
Yep.
we've got channels, and we've got markets, right? Those are the three way we will grow. So we'll either take Counterclean to
When you say markets, that's other countries.
Yeah, other countries, other territories. We'll either push it into new channels, wholesale, retail, or we'll extend the product line and create more TAM doing that. Those are our
Oh, fuck me, another analogy here.
addressable market, like
Total addressable market. Yeah, I've heard that before, actually.
so those are all like, and it's a really like good framework for people if you're just trying to think about how to grow your company. It's like those levers, that's it. So just choose one. If I really wanted to fuck up Purdy and Figg, I would do all three at the same time, which is basically what most people do with their brands. Is they push into new markets, new channels, new products all at once. The business becomes at this stage, when we get bigger, the business becomes very unfocused and bloated because all these different things compete with each other for time and resource. And the business loses that. What a startup really is it's, why can we create Purdy and Figg, get it to 40 million quid when there's Unilever, Reckitt's, with R&D budgets in the billions per year on creating new cleaning products? Like, how can that happen? And the answer is because a few people who are very focused on a very specific problem can achieve much more than a lot of people unfocused doing loads of things.
So true.
And so what tends to happen with companies of our size is they go, oh shit, like the growth's going to run out and we need to like pull these levers, and their business loses its edge and competitive advantage. Loads of unforeseeable things happen when you interact these three levers. For instance, more products confuses the customer about who you are. More channels, we could take incrementality away from our D2C. People buy on stores, they unsubscribe. Markets, the cash profile of the business gets destroyed because...
But cash business profile of business?
Well, because like when you have more markets, you need to hold more stock in those different markets, and you've got more products which all require stock holds. So suddenly you're running out of cash, right? Your D2C business is shrinking because all of the sales from D2C are going to retail, which are lower margin. You're making less profit. You're running out of cash. And your business has become a juggernaut with 200 staff that can't actually change and do anything. And the whole thing falls to shit. So I'm just painting a picture of like what can happen if you try and do too much too quickly. So my rule is, and what we say to the team is like, we can only do one thing at a time. That's it, one thing. So that's why we're still only UK and only one product and only direct to consumer. Because we're just doing one thing, guys. That's it right now.
So I'm asking this selfishly here. So I've taken that approach with podcasting. So I was like, just do one thing and just try and do it as best as you can, and then the rest will fall into place. I'm not, I was thinking about that second podcast I might start. Is that? Do you think that's a distraction, or is that actually just doubling down on the same thing?
If you're feeling that itch to do a second one, I would wait another year and carry on focusing on your first. Just longer than you think you want to. Like, just push yourself to go, what if I just spent another year making Hungry into the best podcast in the world? Like, actually, what's going to create more value?
But no, but this is another. It's still under the Hungry umbrella brand. This is where people get confused.
Yeah.
So this could be the same.
Yeah, under the brand.
It's
right.
under the same brand. So it's not like me going to a podcast about fucking cricket. I mean, this is still under the Hungry, and this is why I think it gets very nebulous here, because people think we're. And this, I know you've drawn it out really simply, like these, in terms of the Munger Inversion rule, do these three things and you'll commit Brandicide. Too many products, too many channels, too many markets too quickly, but it is a grey area, and that's why it's a common problem. For example, Tyrrell's going from crisps to slightly extending their product line to vegetable crisps. That actually catapulted them forward. But that's a very nuanced thing, because it's not. They're still staying in crisps, vegetable crisps, but they're not going into hot chocolate.
But can I just ask you?
Yeah, go on.
how many years do they just do Crest for?
Yeah.
15 years, 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know how long it was.
Because it's like it's the patience and it's the time that people like. Eventually, we will do all these things, but like the timelines we operate on are like oh, I've been doing this for a year. Oh, I need to push it, and it's like no. You could do this for another 5 years easily. Just the one podcast, just the one hungry podcast, easily. So it's not that you don't do those things ever, and they're not good ideas, but it's about doing them at the right time for the right reasons. For instance, I'll just ask you, what has made Hungry so successful, the podcast in its current form?
Well, I mean, I don't personally think it is that successful yet, but it's that whole sort of just doing one thing.
Yeah, well. Why is it done? Yeah, it's done well, right? So why?
Doing one thing well.
But why is that? What is that one thing?
Just podcasting.
What type of podcasting?
Like long form conversations.
Yeah. So why do you think the right next thing to do is to focus on a different type of podcasting?
Yeah, no, this is a really interesting point, because I think it taps into a new market, which is interesting going through your thing in terms of getting bigger. It'd be like a news show, so we would get short format episodes. That it's like a news show, so it's very current, very very low level lift.
But Joe Rogan has become the biggest podcast in the world with one format.
Yeah, no, these are really.
So why do you need that other format to grow the podcast?
Yeah. No, it's a fucking good question. I think, and it goes back to this inversion rules. It's like, is it a distraction? Is it a?
My answer is probably. It probably is, and probably the best thing you can do. Because I always say the other brick of building business, it's not a D2C thing, but it's like when you're starting a business and you're finding that model, when you've got it and it's working, just repeat it for ages, way longer than you think. Just whatever's working, that tiny product market fit you have that just captures something in the market, just do that for as long as you possibly can and do it better and better and better and hone it, make it better, is like the absolute principle for building a great business, in my view. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, and Charlie Munger talks about this in terms of catching a wave. Yeah. Only you've got to read his book. It's fucking amazing. Because to buy poor Charlie's almanac was, it was like 89 quid second hand on Amazon for years, and then he died, and they basically put it out again. So it was a very hard book to get.
Right. Is it still hard to get?
No. Now it's like it's in print again. So it's easy. But mate, you read it, you're like, wow. I mean, Ghia was a billionaire, right? So he knows what he's on about. Yeah. But
he's awesome.
Yeah, he talks about being in the wave and just sticking with it. And it's I mean, this the pain I'm going through now with, do I start another podcast? It's like, does a snack brand open another SKU? I mean, and this is where the supermarkets kind of fuck brands in terms of those three levers, is because they say, right, we've taken your oat milk, what have you got new for us next year? And they want something new. It's like, well, this other brand's offering us something new, and it's like the monstrous beast of the supermarket is preying the Goliath is preying on the David, saying, well, what are you going to give me next? And actually they're kind of, and they're linked. The system is linked to a problem. Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped Islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is, don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel and Trip all use Unleashed, and so should you.